Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. It's happy hour. The holidays are in full swing, so it is time to make something celebratory with one of the most celebratory people here at Fox. She is incredible. She always looks amazing. She always has a massive smile on her face for whomever she meets. She takes great joy not only in her work, but most importantly, being a mom. And she is awesome. Carley Shimkus, you're finally here. I'm so excited.
I have been looking forward to this.
I've been trying to mocktail with you for so long.
Can we go do a little cheers,
Yes, cheers.
This
is a fun little
splendid.
holiday creation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is equal parts wonderful and magical. Made by you. You even sprinkled some deliciousness on top of the whipped cream.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of cinnamon because, if you get a straw full of cinnamon and whipped cream so it would be Amarula, which is my favorite South African liqueur. It's kind of like a South African Baileys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was introduced to it last year before I went to South Africa by Jack Maxwell. And then when we got there, they're like, oh yeah, no, this is like our national drink. And they served it everywhere.
Who knew? This is why we must travel, to learn these details.
And it's incredibly versatile. So they would serve it with coffee, and they would serve it in the morning with coffee if you wanted it. And this has some root beer.
Oh, it's perfect. And it looks like a little Christmas tree.
Exactly. Who doesn't love a root beer float? And so I'm a big believer that your glassware doesn't have to go with the exact right thing.
Yes.
Like, I don't think you necessarily have to have a Tom Collins glass or a highball glass or a Nick and Nora. Like, if something like this is a celebratory shape, and I know it's probably not meant for a sweet and creamy drink with whipped cream on top, but it looks so cute.
It looks like a Christmas tree, and we are festive.
Yes, we are.
Do you know what I just said to Janice? She was like, we were talking about the holidays, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm off the week between Christmas and New Year for the first time. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to put peppermint schnapps in absolutely everything.
Good for you.
She was like, that's your plan? I said, yes. That's my whole plan.
I think you can. Because if you put it in a mocha, I mean, it's essentially what they make at Starbucks.
Peppermint schnapps.
Which is a little bit and you're not on air,
it's just a little something.
Yeah.
Peppermint schnapps in hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And then you turn on It's a Wonderful Life is living.
Okay,
it is living.
You're not going to believe this. I've only seen the end of It's a Wonderful Life, which is not wonderful. So when he's like running through the town and no one knows him and he's miserable, I'm like, this is the worst movie ever made.
But then we get to the wonderful after.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the end?
Well, I saw the end, but I was so traumatized by
Wait, Kennedy,
no one knowing. So I didn't watch the beginning. I don't know the lead up. I just know that he's
that he almost jumps off a bridge?
Yes. And I'm like, okay, you've got this suicidal, depressed guy who's being rejected by everyone he loves. Like, what
there's
a horror!
reason.
If you only watch that part of it,
it's a horror film.
Yeah,
it's
awful.
It's a depression
and I'm like,
movie.
Yeah,
no, it's so good. Oh, you should do that this year. Totally. Make that like your one thing. You will love it. Your whole world will be changed.
Okay, because we are trying to fill the docket with the best Christmas movies.
It's a Christmas tradition for a reason.
Yes.
Like there's a reason.
See, I'm so glad you said that because, I mean, I love traditions. And all that means is you go back to something you've already done and do it again.
I know.
It doesn't mean you have to do it every year.
No.
It doesn't mean if you didn't do it 5 years ago.
You don't bring it. You don't have to bring it. You can bring it back.
You can bring it back.
Yes.
Anything you want that you've done in the past, bring it back. It's officially a tradition.
What's your favorite one for Christmas?
Sound of Music.
Oh, really?
Far. Yeah, and so now, like, I'll turn it on while I'm cooking, and the girls will float in and out.
Yep.
And be like, aw. And watch for a few minutes, and then they'll float away.
Back out.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is what it feels like to be with mom around Christmas.
Yes.
So I'm kind of forming those traditions now.
But that's what's so exciting about having little kids.
I don't really have, to be honest, I don't really have any with Brock yet.
But is this his first, like, lucid Christmas?
Yeah, for sure. Last year, he wasn't even one last year for Christmas. So he was like into the
he was still a baby. Like before one, you're still a baby, but now he's almost
toddler.
2. Yeah. So he gets everything, but so now is the time where you can lay the foundation for some really fun traditions.
What do I do?
So my brother and their family, before they get up and open presents, they always have donuts and orange juice in bed.
I need this.
Like they all pile into the same bed, and they do that before they open presents, and they still do it.
Wait,
and my nieces and nephew are all in their 20s.
And they still do it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, like everyone sleeps at my brother and sister-in-law's house, and they do that. I get up at like 4 a.m. and make, it's the one day a year where I make cinnamon rolls. So I make cinnamon rolls, and my mom's like egg souffle recipe, which sounds fancy. It's not. It's just like it's pieces of gluten-free bread with spreadable cheese and butter.
Yep.
And then it soaks overnight in milk and eggs.
Anything you say.
And then cheese on top.
Amazing.
Bake it.
It sounds
and that
dreamy.
tastes like Christmas.
Your house probably smells amazing.
Yes.
Cinnamon
homemade cinnamon rolls. Like,
do you put whole milk or like heavy whipping cream in the cinnamon roll tray?
I've never heard that.
Okay, so I just saw a video of somebody doing it, and it looked gross in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they came out so like fluffy.
Ooh,
and
that's nice.
Moist.
So I have to make them gluten-free, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, like I cannot get my flour to react with yeast. And so I have to fight like crazy to not have little hockey pucks.
Oh,
so,
shoot.
But you overcompensate with lots of sugar and butter.
Oh, and the
like cream cheese frosting. Yeah. Like a half an inch of cream cheese frosting.
Cream cheese frosting could solve a lot of problems.
Really could.
Like you do like a couple world leaders around a table solving an issue, just fire up some cream cheese frosting. Everyone's like, you know what? We all agree on this.
Yes.
This is good.
That's so funny you said that, because I remember during the Iraq War when Saddam Hussein was still alive, Kelly Slater was like, if George Bush and Saddam Hussein could just go surfing and just like paddle out for a couple hours, like they could totally solve the whole thing.
Okay, so this weekend.
And he was absolutely right.
You know what? Okay, along that line, this weekend my husband and I were talking about, we were trying to find one thing that everybody agrees on, like around the world, like every single person, 100% of individuals agree on. And then there's like caveats, like, well, this is kind of like, but like kids, well, some people, you could say, you could put an abortion argument into that, blah, blah, blah. So there's always like little things like, oh, we don't agree. And I was like, macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Like everybody agrees on macaroni and cheese.
Well, you throw bacon in there and then you have a consensus.
100%.
Yeah.
Although I don't.
And it can be turkey bacon. You just need the bacon flavor for those who don't eat pork.
I don't like the breaded topping. That's where I draw.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, because this is critical, because a lot of people include mac and cheese on their Christmas table. My nephew is a chef, and so we were making our traditional 4th of July bacon lobster mac and cheese.
Oh,
we make it every year. He now makes the sauce for it, the bechamel sauce, because he's like so solid.
Okay, so he's like a
he's got real
chef.
skills. So we didn't have any gluten-free bread to make the topping. He goes, oh, that's okay. Do you have potato chips? I'm like, yes, I have potato chips. In fact, I have salt and vinegar kettle chips. So we just crushed them and put the salt and vinegar chips on top. And I will never do anything else with mac and cheese.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
I've never made macaroni and cheese before, but when I do,
it's not bad. Like,
seems a
the
little
only
intimidating.
part that's kind of labor intensive is the sauce.
Yeah, well,
but it's really just
grate
like
the cheese.
Yeah, but if you have a Cuisinart and it has like the grating plate, you just go rear.
I don't have that. I know.
Rear. And I'm sure there are a lot of ninjas that have that too.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
In my next, you live in New York City too, right?
Yes.
Do you have kitchen space? That's what's lacking. I feel like every New York City apartment, there's like one thing.
Yes. You always have to give up something. So this time around, we gave up cheap rent.
Okay.
That's what we gave up this time.
You know what? Cheers. You know what? Listen, you only live once.
Cheers to the sacrifices.
You only live once. Okay.
But finally, like...
That'll probably be my next give up.
Exactly.
Because right now I'm like in the middle.
I had a galley kitchen, which I hated.
Oh, I have that.
Because I was just shoved into this little shoebox, and I couldn't talk to anyone. I'd have to pop my head out, like, I saw that.
I know.
Or like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
What?
And
Can I be part of the conversation?
TV? Yeah.
No.
So I have a kitchen that's sort of like a galley kitchen. They're kind of hard to explain, but just there's a shelves that are covering the TV or like any signs of life. So I'm always like this.
Yeah, and you're tall.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm with it.
I get that. I see you. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
So that's me. Yeah, next time around.
Yes.
Yes.
So finally we have like an open kitchen and it's my favorite thing in the world is to be cooking and baking and talking. Like, I love to have all those things happening simultaneously.
Isn't it the best?
That is my happiest place. Even though my girls always make fun of me for swearing when I'm baking, because baking is so precise, and if something goes wrong, and I always tell them, the more I swear, the tastier it will be.
100%.
You get a few MF bombs, that's going to be good.
A little salt in a sweet recipe is always a good thing.
We all know how good salted caramel is.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That could be something we all agree on too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But more traditions. Yeah.
More traditions, cooking with all those things are so good.
Cooking with Christmas music, baking.
I know.
And then, it's like, I love putting on the cider and cinnamon sticks and just like throw like nutmeg and whatever else. It just the smell of the bubbling, simmering cider with fresh cinnamon
nothing like
sticks. No.
Have you ever had mulled wine before?
Yes, I had it in Montreal last year.
Really?
It was amazing.
My mom. That's a family tradition. My mom makes that
Maybe
every
not
year.
for Brock this year.
No.
Maybe we would.
He's a toddler, so he's like always
He's already
acting
drunk.
a little a little drunk with the like little cute beer belly.
Oh my! Okay. So I have to tell you, at the Fox Christmas tree lighting.
Yes.
Lawrence, I have adorable video. I got video of you taking video of Lawrence.
Did you
throwing,
really? Because I got a bad video. I want to see
it's
a video.
so cute. Of Lawrence throwing your baby is so big. I thought Lawrence is going to throw his back out. And Lawrence is a substantial person.
He is huge.
Yeah. Okay, now I have to bring it up.
But I love that Lawrence did that because he's the kind of guy that he's not kids are like not in his world right now.
Yes.
But he paid special attention to Brock. Oh my gosh.
This is Carley Shimkus watching Lawrence Jones
Oh, you got to send this to me.
throw her sweet Brock up into the air.
Oh my gosh, you have to
Isn't that great?
send this to me.
Yeah.
Because I want to show Lawrence that.
Yeah.
And then Lawrence can show.
Because that's a full workout.
That is a full workout. And honestly, Brock is like half of his size.
Yes. No, I was like,
He's like a sturdy,
when did Carly's
boy.
baby turn 6?
I know. That's, yeah.
Because your husband is tall too.
He
correct?
is. And he's like just like kind of a broader chap.
Yeah.
So I think Brock's going to be a big boy.
The savior of humanity. We need them. We've had so many boys and pearls sipping oat milk lattes that we really need
We need some men.
strapping,
Brock,
fun dudes to come back and make everything better.
he may not be 2 yet, but the future of humanity rests on Brock's
It really
shoulders.
does, and he has to know that. That could be one of your Christmas traditions.
Yes.
How are you going to save the world, Brock?
Tell us now. Go. He's like, trucks, balls, trucks.
Yeah.
Taxi,
It's like, okay,
taxi?
well, yeah, he's not wrong. Taxi.
He knows all the city words. Isn't that crazy?
That's hysterical.
He knows taxi, pigeon. But I know our nanny teaches him like these things.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Alvin Bragg?
He does not, and we'll never know that
No.
one.
I saw Alvin Bragg at Del Frisco's, and I went up to him. I said, "You are single-handedly ruining the city."
You did not.
And he was like, "What?" And he was like completely taken
was he
aback.
with?
I don't know, just a group of probably.
Leave it to you.
Yeah, and he was like, "What?" And I said, "You are single-handedly ruining the city, ruining." And
He
I
is.
gave him the Romanian glare, like,
Amazing.
and then walked away.
That's amazing. He needs to know.
He does.
I'm glad you did that.
I am not pleased,
Yeah.
but I
Remember
am,
that day one memo where he was like, none of these crimes are actually crimes anymore?
Yeah.
That's what you point to.
Yes.
If he asks for a follow-up.
Yes. So if I see him again, I'm going to print that out, carry it with me, put it in my pocketbook.
Kennedy, this is what I love about you. First of all, you're the sweetest person in the
Carly.
entire world. Reasons, so many. Was there for me when I was pregnant.
Oh.
Like in a big way. Also, I don't know if I've ever said this to you before, but I credit you with like giving me a chance to be on TV.
What?
Yes, because you allowed me to be on your Fox Business show really early on.
Oh, that's amazing.
And yeah, totally. You don't remember this? Maybe you don't. You know what? This might be an example of little thing to you, but big thing to the person. Because I'm sure there's been examples of that with everybody. But you definitely did that. I remember the moment, too. We were in the elevator bank. I said hi. You said hi. You go, you should be on my show. And then I was like, oh, my God. Which meant everything to me at the time. And then when I actually got the email, I was like, oh, my gosh. And then other shows started allowing me on.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I say that because you are the kindest person, but you're also such a straight shooter and would do that to Alvin Bragg. So you are the perfect mix. You are like a black and white cookie. It's like you get all of it.
If anyone messes with my friends,
you get the salty, you get the sweet, but in the
Good
best
luck to
way
them.
possible.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
I don't want to overshadow with the Alvin Bragg point, but truly, you gave me so much of my career.
That is unbelievable.
I would say Greg Gutfeld
Yeah.
and Neil Cavuto, and of course Imus.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's the 4.
That's amazing.
don't
And,
think I've
but
told you that.
that's one of my favorite things about Fox is It doesn't matter where you're from. If you bring the skills, it truly is a meritocracy. And there are people here who are like, oh, no, absolutely.
But you would do that. Like, a lot of people would be like, she's so young.
No.
Whatever.
No,
You're the best.
You are so prepared for everything. It's amazing. And also, like, it's one thing to be prepared. It's also one thing to internalize, think about it, and deliver something that people wouldn't expect.
That's what you do, though.
Which I love. That is the mark of
Thank you.
A good broadcaster, a great broadcaster. And now, when you're rich and you have your Sean Hannity private plane, you have to give me a ride.
Oh my gosh, I will. And I won't have a gallery kitchen anymore. That's step one. Get me out. I want to see people as I cook.
Yes, and you will.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, here's to many traditions.
I am so glad. I didn't even expect to say that to you. It just came out.
That is so sweet. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
To Christmas and to enduring friendships.
To Christmas, enduring friendships, traditions, yummy food, and watching. It's a wonderful life start to finish. Because you are missing out. Make that the new tradition.
We will recaucus when I've done that.
Yes, I love it. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to everyone, Bedford Falls. This has been Kennedy Saves the World, along with Carley Shimkus. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app. Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.